My name is Thomas DeSchutter, and welcome to Unity Vancouver Island. This is our Sunday service, and it's the first time, really, that we've tried a pre-recorded service. So I invite you to enjoy the service along with me, and to just bear with any little, breaks in the action, any little stumbles that I have along the way as we play with this brand new idea. And let's begin by acknowledging that I am coming to you from the unceded and traditional territory of the Snuneymuxw people, part of the Coast Salish Nation. And I invite you to also acknowledge the land that you are on, the indigenous people that have cared for this land long before we came here. And so for that, I say, Haichka. Thank you. So as I mentioned, this is the first time that we have done a pre-recorded service for Unity of Vancouver Island. And so we're going to work through some new ideas today. And I hope this is a great thing. I hope that this is something that we can continue and we can take more advantage of in the future. What's going on right now is a live service simultaneously at another location, which we did not have streaming capabilities from. And so we've chosen to put this up online at the same time for those that couldn't make it to the live event. And so let us begin by bringing ourselves into this community. And I invite you to take a nice deep breath in and to allow yourself to exhale gently that breath. And one of the best ways to center ourselves and to bring ourselves into our own presence right here, right now, is to take a breath in and then allow that exhale to be longer than our inhale. So a nice long exhale. And we can do that again, and I invite you to just allow your shoulders to drop and relax into this moment, into this space together. And join me as we bring ourselves into community and we allow ourselves to be fully present. And I invite you to place one hand on your belly, breathing through your nose. Begin to feel your belly rise and fall with every inhale and every exhale. And as we do this, we acknowledge the one power, the one source that is flowing through us, in us, around us, and as us. And we know that we can call upon this source as a form of strength, as a form of will, as a form of love. We can allow ourselves to have full faith in knowing that we can live from the truth within us. And we acknowledge that one of the great ways to access that truth, that loving kindness within, is to practice gratitude. And so I invite each of us in this moment now to bring forth gratitude, to look for one thing right now that you could be grateful for in your life. Maybe it's somebody you know, maybe it's a particular event that has happened. Maybe it's something about yourself that you can truly feel grateful for in this moment. And I ask you to Just take a few moments with me now to feel into that gratitude. Maybe it starts with bringing just a gentle smile to your face. Allowing your breath to remain relaxed. Inhaling and exhaling through your nose. And if it's comfortable, closing your eyes. I invite you now to take a nice deep breath in. Let that go. And allow this Karen Drucker song to bring us into today's talk.
I am so blessed, I am so blessed, I am so grateful for all that I have. I am so blessed, I am so blessed, I am so grateful, I am so blessed, I am so blessed, I am so blessed, I am so grateful for all that I have. I am so blessed, I am so blessed, I am so grateful, I am so blessed, I am so blessed, I am so blessed, I am so grateful for all that I have. I am so blessed, I am so blessed, I am so grateful, I am so blessed, I am so blessed, I am so blessed, I am so grateful for all that I have. I am so blessed, I am so blessed, I am so grateful, I am so blessed, I am so blessed, I am so blessed, I am so grateful for all that I have. I am so blessed, I am so blessed, I am so grateful, I am so blessed. I am so blessed. I am so blessed. I am so grateful for all that I have. I am so blessed. I am so blessed. I am so grateful. I am so blessed. I am so blessed. I am so blessed. I am so grateful for all that I have. I am so blessed. I am so blessed. I am so grateful. I am so blessed. I am so grateful. I am so.
And thank you to Karen Drucker. You know, one of the things I love about meditation or prayer or the practice of meditation and prayer is both the science and the beauty of it. You know, so the way I really see meditation and prayer is that there's a beauty that's available to us when we do that. When we allow ourselves the practice of prayer or meditation, there is a beauty that unfolds and allows us to transcend whatever experience we might be having in the moment. And so on the art side, if you will, of prayer meditation is the beauty. And I've always looked at art myself, whether it's music or literature or paintings, drawings, anything of that nature. I've always looked for the beauty in the art, and it's always touched me with that idea of beauty. It's the same with nature. There's so much beauty in the natural, artistic flavor of nature that I love that. And I get that same experience from prayer or meditation. And then there's the science of prayer or meditation, the biology that's working within us, the calming down, the nervous system that is now slowing down and allowing ourselves to integrate things. And I know that, in Unity teachings, one of the things we look at is the idea that in prayer or meditation, our subconscious gets a chance to be rewritten, where things are scrubbed away. Maybe it's the trauma, the negative energy, the things that didn't quite work for us begins to get removed from our subconscious, and also our nervous system begins to relax and repair itself. And so we have both the artistic and the science of prayer meditation, which I think is truly beneficial. And that's why I'm a great advocate for doing this daily, for having this practice daily in our lives, whether it's 2 or 3 minutes or an hour, whatever that looks like on a given day. It's the idea of stepping into it on a daily basis. That's where the beauty is in it. That's where the biology is in it, is the daily practice of doing it. And so for me, that idea also, that expanding of ourselves through prayer meditation is the same word that comes up for me is transcending, is it allows us to transcend particular things that are going on in our lives. And, it's not good or bad either. There's some things that, for example, there's really great things that we might be experiencing in our lives that we have these aha moments in prayer or meditation where we transcend those ideas and we bring them along with us into this new expansion that we might be experiencing. So this new up-leveling, if you will, that we get to experience that, and we bring along these things with us. And then on the maybe the bad, if we want to call it that, the bad side of it, there's this idea that we transcend those things that maybe don't work for us. So it's kind of like this idea of transcend and include. As we grow and develop in our spiritual awareness, in this unfolding, we transcend ideas and ways of being, and we include the things that are working for us. We include those as we move forward. And so for me, expanding ourselves, expanding our spirituality feels the same to me as transcending. And in order to do that, the number one thing that we need to do is we need to notice. There is no ability to overcome something that's going on in our lives if we can't take the time to notice what's actually going on in our lives. So everything begins with noticing. And that's what mindfulness is all about. Being present and being mindful is about that noticing. And it's when we notice that we can stand back, kind of think of it like back here as the observer, looking down on ourselves and seeing what's actually going on. That's the opportunity when we're being mindful. That's what's available to us. And so we must face the thing that is going on. And in order to face the thing that is happening, we need to notice it. And it's through the facing of it that we can then transcend it. And, we never look at it this way. At least my experience is that we never tend to look at even the things that are working in our lives. We face those, right? We actually take those on in most cases. We face them and we're like, yeah, that really worked. That's great. And then we transcend that. But maybe the things that don't work for us really well, we kind of want to push away and ignore them. And that's not the best approach. The best approach is to actually notice those, to face them. And through that, we can then transcend whatever that is for ourselves. So we have mindfulness, noticing, transcending, expansion. These things are all part of our spiritual journey. I want to touch a little bit today on Socrates as well, and this idea of love, because I think really what I'm talking about overall today is this idea of expanding ourselves, our mindfulness, and we expand our love, our ability to love. So this working with presencing, working with mindfulness also increases our capacity for love. When you're completely present in the moment, it's pretty hard to not be in awe of what's going on. Like when I think of right now, I'm recording this video for Sunday service, this incredible technology that lays before me that allows me to do something right now, to speak to you, and then do some editing and upload it to a site that will at 10:30 in the morning begin to play it and stream it out so that we can be together and have this Sunday service. And so when I pause and I just think about that, I'm in awe of that ability. When I'm out walking in the forest, and perhaps this is the same for you, when you're out walking and experiencing nature, if we stop and just presence ourselves, we're struck with the awe of it. That to me is that love. That to me is an expansion of my heart. It's an opening up of who we are. And I think that's part of this whole spiritual journey, that it is, the movement from here, our heads, our front forebrain, moving from here where we understand things and bringing that journey down into our hearts where we can expand in love. So we're expanding our mindfulness, which then is expanding our capacity to love. And we can be in awe of the whole experience. I talk a lot about this journey I've been on with Unity on the path to ordination. And as I've reflected on that, when I think back to my very first interview, where the number one thing I was told to work on was to open up my heart, to get out of my head and get into my heart. And when I look back on this entire experience of all my classes, and what seemed to ring true through all of those classes was that the more that I allowed myself to be present, the more that I welcomed mindfulness, the more my capacity to love and open up my heart increased. That expansion of my heart, my openness, was a direct result from my ability to be mindful and to be present. And with that comes the observer, right? Because when you're observing who you're being, you can see for yourself. I can think like, oh, I don't like that. I don't like the way I showed up there. I don't like the way I said that. That's not how I want to be next time. I don't want to be that way. It may have been fine today, but that's not really what I'm working on. It's kind of like this capacity or this proclivity to aim for something better than what I currently see myself as now. That's what this kind of feels like. And maybe that's true for you. Maybe when you think about that for a moment, that's what this spiritual journey kind of looks like. It's like there's this thing that I'm headed for. Like, I think some people refer to it as a North Star, like this North Star that I'm headed for. And through mindfulness, through observation, observing ourselves, being the observer, we can help to guide ourselves towards that North Star. And it might shift from time to time, right? As we expand and as we learn and see who we're being, that might expand for us. That might change positioning a little bit. Maybe the whole idea even changes slightly as we move forward. It almost feels like it's something I won't get ever, but it's okay that I won't get there. It's like it's the journey to it that is so amazing. I was doing some reading and some research, and when I go back to the idea of art and beauty, one of the things I love is that, my desire to hear music has opened me up so much. Literature, wisdom teachings, all the things that I have, for lack of a better term, been forced to read in classes, things that I would never have stumbled upon. I don't believe that I would have come across many of these books, readings, or teachings. And then being, told, hey, you have to read this for class. And then, finding treasure, beauty, wisdom in there that has allowed me to expand. And so, one of the things I was looking at recently was Socrates. And I'm going to share some thoughts now from Socrates, the great Greek philosopher. And it is that idea, that whole idea of striving upwards, or that North Star. There's a deepness that I find in, as I was saying, as in the music and literature and in reading and writing. There's something that's deeper there that just lights up inside. And maybe that's the same for you. Maybe there's something, in one of those or all of them that lights you up and allows you to have a greater experience of life. It provides a strength. It feeds our faith. It gives us a will and determination. The more that we open ourselves up to those things, the greater the expansion. And so let's just look at Socrates. So Socrates says that love is a search for wisdom and views love as a form of divine madness that inspired humans to seek knowledge and wisdom. He believed that love was a powerful force that could awaken the soul and lead it on a quest for truth and understanding. He believed that love was a powerful force that could awaken the soul and lead it on a quest for truth and understanding. According to Socrates, love was not merely a physical or emotional attraction, but a spiritual longing for higher truths. He also saw that love was a means for self-improvement as a transformative force that could elevate individuals and help them become better versions of themselves. I kind of feel like I was touching on that a little bit with this idea of chasing, a North Star, of having something that we're aiming for, that expands us and opens us up. So he saw that love was a means for self-improvement as a transformative force that could elevate individuals and help them become better versions of themselves. And like I said, as I have opened myself up, as I have taken that journey from my head, from up here into my heart, as I have done that work, that self-improvement, that desire to transform or transcend whom I'm being in the world has actually helped me to become a better version of myself. Just reading my notes here, and love as a pursuit of beauty and virtue. Socrates held that love was closely associated with the concept of beauty, both in the physical and the intellectual sense. Yeah, the beauty in art, the beauty in meditation and prayer. So it's like there's love in there. Again, this practice, having a daily practice, brings love about. It helps us to open up and expand, which then brings on more love. And also, it's a form of self-love. There's that saying on the airplane, right? When the mask comes down, you got to put the mask on yourself first before you help anybody else. Well, for us to experience more love, for us to have more love in the world or have more love in our life, it starts with us. We need to do that for ourselves. And the way we can do that, one of the ways we can do that is to begin to nurture ourselves and take care of ourselves and do the things that we need along the way. It can't always be giving to others. It needs to start with also giving to ourselves. And not in the ego, I'm going to just take care of me kind of attitude, in a loving, nurturing, caring for yourself. When you do that, you can't help but love and care and nurture others. And the other thing I have found about that is that when you do that for yourself, you don't need it from others. Yeah, sure, it's great. It's absolutely great to have that, to be appreciated, to be loved, to be respected, to be told that you're worthy, that you've added value. Of course, all of that is great, and it feels good. But when you love yourself, when you take care of yourself, then that is not something you're needing. You get that? You get that difference? It's not something you need. It's something that you've taken care of instead. You've already given yourself enough that you have more to give. There's love that you can, you have so much love that you can just throw it away. Here, have some love, man. I'm handing out love today. How about that? I'm handing out some love. Yeah, let me hand out some love. A little more here from Socrates. He argued that love should not be superficial or selfish, but rather a deep appreciation for the inner beauty and moral excellence of others. So seeing others as wonderful, beautiful humans. Like imagine if we could all go around seeing the beauty in others and loving them and appreciating them. He argued that humans, through their pursuit of love, were actually searching for an eternal and unchanging truth that transcends the imperfections of the physical world. Socrates saw love as a means of transcending the limitations of human existence and connecting with something greater and more meaningful. And again, it's that idea of something greater than, achieving, aiming at, that proclivity to aim for something higher. So in summary, let me summarize here. Socrates viewed love as a spiritual and transformative force that could inspire individuals to seek wisdom, improve themselves, pursue beauty and virtue, quest for the ideal, and engage in meaningful dialogues. His ideas on love were profound and continue to influence the philosophical discourse on the subject to this day. Yeah. There you have it. expanding in love and mindfulness. And as we close out today, I thank you for being with me today. I thank you for staying tuned. If you've stayed here with this message from Unity Vancouver Island, I appreciate that. And I encourage any comments that you might have to throw them in the chat, either here on YouTube or on Facebook. I'm sure I'll see them. And if you have any questions or concerns, by all means, send them along to us here at Unity Vancouver Island. And let's have Daniel Nahmad play us out with Love is My Decision. Namaste.
Love is my decision. It's up to me to give up my heart. Love is my decision. No one else can tell me to start. And once I decide to change my mind, God will show me how. Love is my decision. My decision right here and now. Here we go. Love is my decision. It's up to me. It's up to me. Stand on that bridge. Stand on that bridge. Love is my decision. No one else can make me forgive, can make me forgive. And once I decide to change my mind, to change my mind, God will show me how. God will show me how. Anybody feel like standing and singing? Love, no pressure again, is my decision. It's good for the diaphragm. My decision right here and now, right here and now. Here we go. Love is my decision. It's up to me. It's up